What up? Sam Sim in the spot, cooling out, kicking off my season 2 with a bang. I got a question. Maybe it's me, or, maybe a lot of people out there see it. But this is the first question I'm going to ask, and I'm going to make a statement as well. My question is, why the fuck is all of the Ashe Hotep women, the older women I'm talking about, the older women, overweight with gray hair all in their dreads, these women are like early fucking 50s, maybe late 40s, some of them in their 60s as well. Some of them I know who have passed away and they're gone. Some of them are still doing videos on YouTube. But when you look into their history, they tend to either have been with a dirty dick Rodney motherfucker, or their kid is a dirty dick Rodney, Ray Ray and Pookie, Deshaun, Dante, LaShawn motherfucker. Like these niggas, that are bred or even bred by the Hotep bitches. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to say bitches. I apologize because I've received a lot of emails between season 1 and season 2 from, some very prominent women. Some of the women who I've met on the street, some of them I've met, in various places. I've given them my YouTube channel and I told them, hey, come check me out, peep me out. I want you to see how I'm doing. Let me know. And some of these women have come back and they've said, hey, I agree with what you're saying. It's very entertaining. It's very funny what you say on your videos. Because, it's like, come on, man. And then on top of it, like, I mean, me personally, I have yet to have met a productive Hotep woman. So I'm looking at this video because I got a suggestion, actually. I got a link to go and watch this video, and the video is titled, "What the heck is a beta male?" And when I pull it up, it's this fucking Hotep woman, and she's going off, talking about, that old black skin, beautiful black men with black skin against my black skin type shit, And Ray Ray and Pookie, them niggas just suck that shit up, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas be like, yeah, you heard me, because, I got black skin, you know what I'm saying? My black, my black skin, all that shit, I get into some pussy with this black skin right here, you know what I'm saying? Black intellectuals, we look at that shit, we're like, we take it with a grain of salt, as you supposed to, Then, they got this whole shit where they talk about the beta men and all of that, which, I've made arguments, and a couple of brothers on YouTube, shout out to fucking SARS, Willie Pete, shout out to O'Shea, Duke Jackson, Minister Jab, Angry Man, a lot of brothers on here who are definitely not beta men and can definitely substitute their intellectual being, against like any type of rogueness that goes on out here. Like they can definitely dispute the fact that, hey, you know what, I am the shit, I am that nigga, and you motherfuckers just need to fall back. Like we have these comments, we have these videos, and we talk about this where individually, you got the intellectuals that's like, you know what, I don't want to have anything to do with the black community anymore, and then you got the fucking the Deshaun's, the Dantes that are out there, which are the scum, the lowest of the low when it comes to black men. The Ray Ray and Pookies, is my homeboy Sauce Willie Pete, he expresses that, and like my boy Meech, and how Minister Jab calls them the dirty dick Rodneys. Like them niggas is out there, and they're not going anywhere. As long as you got single parenting that's out there, these motherfuckers aren't going anywhere. Hold up, I gotta get me a shot real quick. So, these guys, like, they are the fucking problem. When we start talking about how individually, we're doing good individually. Like, even with them niggas, I got more money than you. Ha, look at my bitch. Ha, look at my car. My rims is bigger than yours. I'm wearing Gucci. I'm wearing Versace. I'm wearing Louis Vuitton. Like, individually, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're shitting on their drug dealer counterparts. You know what I'm saying? And even as intellectuals, we have the same fucking fight. But as a group of people, we're not there yet. And I get tired of these Hotep women. And I get tired of the Hotep men as well. When they go out and they speak to a lot of these politicians and these police commissioners, the first thing like these politicians and these police commissioners ask, which they already know. They know the problem. And then, it's like, well, what is the problem in the black community? Why do black people not want to get along with us? Why do we have so much discord within, our community and the black community? And the first thing, like these ex-gang members, they do, because I was watching this video called Baltimore Rising. It was an HBO documentary. I was just watching it a couple of days ago with one of my homeboys. He recommended that I watched it. So we sat down and we watched the video. And I made a lot of comments. I told him to hit pause on a lot of the shit that was on there. I told him, constantly, at least about 15 times, to hit pause. And then when he hit pause, I started making like these 20-minute dialogues, just explaining to him, some of the shit that is being said and why it's being said and why I think it's bullshit. And one of the topics was from this ex-gang member on there looking like Freeway. And he's talking about, well, the reason why the black community, it is the way it is because, we have no jobs. As if those fucking people in that establishment, it's just the white community is going to provide jobs for you. I mean, you think for 1 minute these motherfuckers see that your own community, the jobs that are functionable, the jobs that are long lasting in your community are ran by other races of people. The Arab community, they have the corner stores on lock. The Koreans, the Vietnamese, they own the corner stores. And you don't see any uprising against no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, definitely you're not going to see any uprising now. You know what I'm saying? The cement has been planted. And that's why I show a lot of black people disrespect when I go out now. Because when I look at them in their eyes, I can see, the weakness, and I'm like, man, fuck this, and I go off, especially like a lot of the fucking, the low-life black men. But then you got the black women that are out there who still fuck around with these men, and, we still have these arguments within our own black manosphere of why this is going on. And it's not as if we're trying to fucking get the pussy. It's just basically, why is it that we're having this issue? Because we have a lot of black women who are on the other side, who are independent, and they have their shit together potentially. Some of them actually have a good look on them. Some of them are actually maintaining their sexy. They have their sexy on point, or they're damn sure close to it. And some of these women have a lot of questions on why black men are the way they are without actually noticing that there are black intellectuals out there. And, then you got the ones that's out there who, basically say, I don't give a fuck. I want me a Ray Ray and Pokey nigga, and that is the way it is. I want a man who's rough. I want a roughneck. I want a motherfucker who can just take and beat it up. I want a motherfucker who can just take and knock this pussy out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how it is. And then you got the women out there who want a man who is subordinate. They want a man who doesn't have his finances together. Just in case some shit pops off. And I've seen this shit on several levels, on various levels. A lot of women don't want a man who has his shit together because, of course, more black women are going to college than black men. More black women are more successful than black men. More women are out there. More women are being populated in the black community than black men. So of course you're going to have more successful black women than black men. So when the success comes along, of course, these women, of course, they want to feel validated as well. They want to have a man on their arm too, So, of course, they're going to choose a man that's masculine versus a man who knows how to keep his shit in order. They're not going to choose the man who keeps his shit in order until they get older, until they make those fucking mistakes, and then they go out there and they spit out those mistakes. Well, we're all human. We all make mistakes, and a lot of these women, they turn into God. They turn to God, or they turn into, this fucking black skin against my black skin, I Shay Hotep motherfucking bitch. And then, next thing you know, they're having these issues as, why can I find me a decent black man? You know, after they've had a couple kids or two. You know, and I want black intellectuals to just really, really just keep focusing on doing what you're doing. Seriously. The only problem, like, I talk to a lot of members, a lot of drug dealers in the street. I talk to a lot of people who are, you know, progressing as far as keeping their finances in order, even though they're not doing it legally. All right? And, you know, I have these arguments with them, you know, as, you know, I should, being, you know, one of the advocates and the activists in the black sector. So, you know, us as intellectuals, we have always noticed that there's always been a discord. There's always been a separation between a lot of the D-boys that are out there. You know, we've made videos about this, and I've just made a statement about it, how, yeah, individually, yeah, you know, this motherfucker might have more rims than, you know, the next guy. He may have bigger rims. He may have more bitches. He may have more money, you know, and then that breeds a lot of greed and a lot of jealousy when you have the other D-boy trying to basically rob the D-boy who has more money. Whereas if they did work together and bought a storefront, then, you know, you would see some changes in the black community. But no, you know, you got these motherfuckers wanting to own wing shacks and shit, you know, and then they complain. I'm starting to see a lot of black men complain. Like, one of the drug dealers actually told me about Rick Ross. He said that Rick Ross tried to buy a business, and he was shunned down by, you know, a higher corporation. And, you know, my first thing was, see, Rick Ross needs to hook up with one of the black intellectuals. You know, he needs to hook up with one of the Carlton or one of the Urkel guys, you know, and say, well, yeah, you know what, I want to buy this business, and then let Rick Ross be a silent partner with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Wow, this cigar tastes great. Cigar tastes great, man. Had another new addition in the family, so I'm hitting this cigar. You know, tastes great, tastes incredible. I don't really get a chance to puff any of these. Feel like a mobster, you know, with this. He even gave me an ashtray. But you know, they're weak, man. Like, I have these conversations with D-boys in the hood about owning your own business. I think I actually expressed this in another video where I'm like, yeah, you know what, it's cool because I got one partner, you know, he understood it. I had to keep pumping this shit into his head for a couple years, and then he finally got the pitch. He started, you know, getting a lot of equipment from various crackheads. You know, he has a water pressure, so he can, you know, do you know, pressure washing on houses. He has a lot of snow plowing equipment. He has lawn mowing equipment now. So he hires a lot of the crackheads. And I told him, like, yeah, you know, that's how you're supposed to do it. Keep expanding your equipment, keep expanding your business, and keep the shit moving. You know, I don't want to really make this video too long, but, you know, the Red Red Pookie niggas, the fucking, you know, just the weak ass Jody from Baby Boy type of niggas, like, these are the niggas who are getting picked. These are the motherfuckers who are able to take and procreate and have children and shit like that. And the black women have no problem with it, you know? And I really, really would advocate for black men on the intellectual side to leave these motherfuckers alone. And then we also face the fact, well, damn, you know, if we're going to keep the black community, you know, alive, if we're going to make it strong like how it was again, then of course we have to be there. Why, man? You know what I'm saying? It's bad. Like, I've been to several cities within the past couple months. Bruh, it hurts, dog. It really does, man. You know, and, you know, I don't want to give up on this shit. I've actually had these comments with a lot of white folks as well. It's really fucked up, you know. I mean, a lot of poor white folks are understanding, like, black people are not the threat. You know, you have a bigger threat with foreigners and your white counterparts. You don't have the threat is not with us. Honestly, we're just trying to survive at this point. You know, we're just trying to survive the race war. But then, you know, white people, especially the white elite, they, you know, figured, well, you know what, we've already won this shit. We're going to keep this shit moving. We're going to keep it moving. And, you know, we're going to own all the land. We're going to own the judicial system. We're going to make the laws. We're going to create a way for us and our family. We're going to create generational wealth for, you know, the Trumps or for the Romneys or, for the Rothschilds, for the Vanderbilts. We're going to keep our legacy going. Fuck the rest of you guys. And, a lot of poor white folks are starting to see this shit. So they're starting to go off on other races. I've seen this shit over the past couple months. I've seen poor white folks go off on Somalians here in Columbus, Ohio. Telling Somalians to go back to your country just because you're here. You don't have to fucking be disrespectful. I've seen an older white lady, tell me, I wish these fucking Somalians speak English. 3 different occasions I've seen this shit. They're all coming from a poor community. So, black people, man, we're going to fall at the bottom of the fucking barrel if we're not there yet, which I look at the statistics a lot, and it appears as though we are. Mexicans are like right above us, and Mexicans, they still have that integrity about them as far as working hard, working for cheap, living 15 in the house. They work together to take and bring their community at a great standpoint. And of course, I speak to a lot of the D-boys out here, and they make the argument that there are various different drug addicts. I've ran into Asian drug addicts. I've ran into Mexican drug addicts and even Somalian drug addicts as well. But, you have casualties of war. But when we talk about the whole, when we talk about the population of a community as a whole, the stereotypes that fall into that particular community, black people, we still have it the worst. Even though they are, Cambodian, Vietnamese, Mexican crackheads out there. That's just to dispute one of the fucking arguments from one of my D-boy homeboys that is out there. Them motherfuckers, man, we argue a lot. I get calls from fucking D-boys now as early as 4:30 in the morning Eastern time. On their way to the trap, calling me up, wanting to take and argue about the black community in the state that we're in. You know what I'm saying? And, it's getting to the point where it's like, you know what? You motherfuckers should know this shit by now. We just don't have you guys working collectively as a group, and, we're just not going to get there. And then not only that, you're not reaching out to the intellectuals, because the intellectuals, them niggas lame, them niggas ain't making no money, them niggas ain't shit, them niggas lame, and, there's always going to be that separation. There's always going to be that division. It just appears to me like when we get down to the lowest of the low of the black community, I break a lot of shit down to these D-boys. I even break down the music because they all aspire to be rappers. They talk about the drug dealing, and they talk about, they send me all of these fucking videos, bro. I get videos from these D-boys, YouTube videos of documentaries of different drug lords and shit. I watched this documentary with Rick Ross as the narrator, and he's talking about, all the drug dealers in Miami. I get shit on various drug dealers throughout the entire country. Different pimps, and they're telling me, watch this, look, this black man, he tried to get his own business and he was shunned down, and I'm like, why? Because this is still considered money laundering. If they wanted to do it legally, why don't they holler at the Carltons? Why don't they holler at the Urkels? You know what I'm saying? Why don't, because other races do that. I made the video when I talked about the triads, and I talked about the Italian mafia. How I even broke it down as far as how they dress. Like they don't keep up with the Joneses. It's not about Versace with them. It's not about Gucci. And if it is, they're not gonna take and sit there and brag about it and talk about look what the fuck I have. But they're willing to work out businesses with their own people. And they don't even dress like gangsters. But with the black community, it's just totally fucked up. And then some of them get this shit. But some of them still keep trying to come at me with these fucking lame-ass arguments that don't mean shit. We've gotten to heated debates, And at the end of it, it's like, yeah, bro, all right, we'll have this conversation tomorrow. All right, bro, I'll let you later. All right, cool. Boop. And then tomorrow it's the same old shit. Here they come again with another fucking YouTube clip. And I watch the YouTube clip, and I'm like, man, what the fuck am I watching, man? And it always frustrates me. It makes me pissed off because I'm looking at these videos, and you know they're trying to validate these drug lords, and then you got these crackheads on there. Yeah, man, because I mean he had the best dope. Yeah, that nigga had money. Yeah, you know, and it's like, okay, well, where's he now? Dead and locked up. You know, and everybody aspires to be the fucking drug dealer. You know, I mean, it's like the video that I made about, you know, being police. Like, no black man, no black child wants to aspire to become a police officer. What do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a football player. You know, I want to be a rapper. You know, like, nobody aspires to be a cop in the black community. But then we always complain about police brutality. I mean, I can go on and on and on about this shit, man, but I just seriously don't want to make these videos for too long. You know, but I'm tired of bringing, you know, these points up, and I'm getting tired of like other motherfuckers, especially on Instagram, and you know the Hotep community and the Ashe community, bringing us around in circles in you know these videos that I watch on YouTube. You know, one woman asked me, "Do I believe?" O'Shea, not O'Shea. I'm sorry, O'Shea Duke Jackson, if you're listening, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're a funny ass dude. You know what I'm saying? I got mad love for you. Funny ass dude, bro. Funny as fuck. But somebody asked me about Omar. Omar, what I said? Did I say Omar? Umar. What the fuck is that nigga's last name? Umar Johnson. Is that his last name? Haven't seen his videos in a while, but I mean, the nigga talking about he's gonna grab the black community by the throat and all of this shit, and you know he's gonna take and make sure everything's right, and he wants to build all these schools and have something there. Fuck Africa, bro. Fuck Africa. I probably lost a subscriber. right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I have no problem at all with, you know, the Ghanaian community, the Senegal community, Nigerian community. I have no problem at all with them. I just wish black people had it too. And they don't operate with black people. Like, I asked a Ghanaian woman, you know, what happened? You know, why you guys moved over here to America? And she told me, she said, there's no jobs in Ghana. You know, there's no opportunities there, and you know, she wished that black Americans were able to send more jobs out there to Ghana, where you know a lot of the Africans can work. You know, and if it wasn't for that, then she wouldn't be here. And you know, it just made me think about a lot of things, a lot of variables when it came down to that, because you know, from the time that we came here from slavery, all the way to the time when civil rights occurred, nobody came over here with the raft like, hey, we're coming to get our people. Nobody built a ship from that time. You know, it's like once the Civil Rights Act was passed and the Immigration Act was passed, black people, you know, we took a back seat. Like, we won that battle, but you know, the war was still going on, and we're still suffering still as of today. You know, a lot of other nationalities, which the biggest complaint in Columbus, Ohio, at the very least, is Somalians. You know, why are they able to get all of these, you know, tax-free reparations and, you know, these benefits? And, you know, like a lot of black people, and I'm starting to see like a lot of poor white folks, they are upset with this shit. You know, and I'm, like I said, I'm glad that a lot of poor whites, they see like black people, we are not the problem. But then again, like I tell black people too, you know, like we have to take and look out for each other, because you know the Ghanaians, you know, they go to church, they speak their Twi, you know, the Senegals, they speak their language, they speak their Senegalese, and you know, you have, you know, the Nigerians that are here, they speak their language, the Somalians, they speak their language. They don't operate with black people, but then you got the media that's out there that make us look at these other Africans as fucked up as we do, and then you have the white media that's out there that's portraying black people as being a certain way that will make other African nationalities not want to fuck with us. But you know, at the same time, if these black nationalities do not want to operate with black people, well, then hey, now You know, we have to get more cutthroat about this shit. You know, we have to take and stick up more for our people and, you know, just let it be known. Like, hey, you know, if it was not for the Civil Rights Act, there would not be an Immigration Act. Lyndon Johnson would not have signed that act if it wasn't not for the Civil Rights Act being passed. That law had to be passed first. That means that black people had to be sprayed with fucking hoses and had to be bit by dogs. We had to go out and protest and march. Our leaders had to have been shot and killed in order for these other immigrants to come over here and live and survive. And a lot of people don't understand that. So I won't make this video too long. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. And, you know, the whole, I said it again. Sorry, O'Shea. Sorry, you know what I'm saying? I keep putting Ashe and Hotep together. And I keep coming up with your name, bruh. You know what I'm saying? If you hear me, you know, there's no diss. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I know my homeboy is going to school, going to medical school out in Poland. And, you know, sometimes he says some shit that's just a little too out of whack. But I totally respect my homeboy. And, yeah, I'm just getting tired of the motherfucking women out here on this fucking horror shit. You know what I'm saying? On this ancient Egypt shit. And, yeah, we're going to leave this video right here, man. You know, because maybe my part 2 I'll get more in depth into it. But we are lost. We are fucking lost as a black community. And we've always said this shit. And, you know, it's not about integrating with other folks. It's not about basically saying, you know, we need to take individual accountability, which we all do. You know, and it's time for us to take and reach out to the next man and say, hey, motherfucker, you need to be more accountable for what you're doing. You know. So I want to give a shout out to all the fucking women out there who listen to my channel. I gave my shit to a lot of fucking women out here over the past couple months. Some of women have come back and say, hey, you know, you're very funny. It's very cool listening to your videos and knowing who you are in person. You know, a lot of these women don't have kids. A lot of them, you know, are single. You know, they have their sexy up, they're on point. You know, I'm talking about from the baddest red bone chicks to the darkest, most beautiful, you know, black women I have seen in my life. And, you know, they respect it. You know, because they're looking for answers as well, some of them. Some of them are, you know, basically dating men who are locked up in jail, which I want to make a video about as well. You know, to my homegirl out there who has a boyfriend who she's been dating. He's been locked up in prison for the past 3 years and shit, and she's been faithful, not knowing what he's been doing in there. He might be giving up the booty, you know, or, you know, giving, you know, his, you know, sexual organs to the booty. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's crazy, man. I don't want to leave this video too long because I can go on and on and on. Season 2, I plan on, you know, just being a little more realistic with some of the shit that I want to say. And I tend to add a little more comedy in some of the things that I say as well. I want motherfuckers to think on a level where, you know, we're like, damn, you know, I didn't really think about it like that, but you know what, this motherfucker's right. I want to kind of like put it in another perspective because, you know, sometimes if I don't do it, it'll turn into a rant. So I'm going to leave this video as it is, and I want you guys to definitely be cool. Jose. Hey man, I'm tired of these fucking old ass women. You know, I'm getting tired of you fucking poems, slam writing, Ashe, Hotep women. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, separate the black men. You know, stop giving these young black women, you know, false options. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh. You know, the fucked up part about it is, like, the information that these bitches put out there, at the end of the day, it makes intellectuals look bad. You know, it makes intellectuals look like, man, these motherfuckers just hating. You know, they just mad because they ain't getting no pussy. You know what I'm saying? It is not even the case. It's like, what's going to happen when, and it's already happening, but what's going to happen when the black community dies out and the motherfuckers who are left behind, you know, like we know how to operate and do this shit, but at the same time, there's still a certain aspect of blackness that we should have, and a part of that is actually ran, you know, in the black community. When we start talking about urban wear and urban trends and shit like that, I mean, we control that shit. We control what's cool and what's not cool. I've made a video about that as well. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. I made a video about that shit. I mean, in the trend, it goes back, I mean, as far as the 40s, maybe even the 50s, when you have James Brown, and, the soul music that came back in that time, and then the jazz music around that time, and then, you have the 60s when James Brown emerged even further with Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, and then you got funk, and then you got hip hop, and, we control a lot of the trend and what's cool, and a lot of things we put into that. And it's like we need to work together. Urban community as well as the more elite black community needs to work together. But there's always been that separation. So maybe that'll be another video where I talk about the separation of the black community. But I want to go ahead and leave this video here just to give you guys something to think about. So please leave your comments at the bottom. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that good shit. You guys want me to stop cussing so much? I will definitely do that, especially for the older people who are listening to this video, because I did get a couple of emails about that as well. And I did get a message in regards to my bad behavior as far as using the word bitch, which I want to take and, address that. I do not call all women bitches. I call women bitches who just basically leave us behind as a fucking unit. And it doesn't really matter how old you are. You can be the pea popper, or you can be, just the old ass woman who just believes in, this magical way of life. I'm gonna call you that because, you're leaving us behind, and, I figured in order to spark that flame, I will call you that in hopes of you, kind of like recognizing what the fuck we are and making those adjustments. So, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video as it is. You guys be cool, man. Be safe out there. Drive safe, and peace.